So just working our way through the instructions here. You're on step 2. I'm just going to point out something here what the instructions are advising. They're advising no glue here on this component here to make it workable. Believe me, that's going to be fiddly as hell when it comes to construction of these bogies. So instead of doing that, and let me also point out this here, crucial that the alignment of these parts B2 fare in towards these springs or dampers or whatever the heck they are. So when I've been constructing these, what I'm doing is first of all checking that I've got them the right way around, putting these together. Dry fit first of all. Like so. And then finally adding a touch of liquid cement here to ensure that everything is firm. There's no point in having workable suspension because we haven't got workable tracks, and it's not a toy. Here are the rather fiddly suspension bogies. They do articulate, the wheels will rotate, but that's only just during this assembly stage. Later on we'll lock them all up. It is a little bit tricky, but I found the best thing to do was to get all the components ready, and then I'll apply some glue that fixes the bogie together first of all, make it sticky, then put in the components and then squeeze it together. Okay, let's talk about these little mother flippers, the bolt detail. Not as difficult as you would think, actually. I've done a few of them to make sure that I could actually do them. Just add on a little bit of detail. First things first, it's a multi-part procedure. What you're going to start off with is getting the appropriate sprue, which is sprue A, and there they are. They're all there. Forget about trying to do anything along the lines of trying to snip them off there. Maybe you could, I don't know, but anyways, that's not the way I do it. First thing you want to do is actually remove this section. So you've got this section of bolts right here. Once you come into focus. Yeah, obviously they're very small and detailed, etc. Now I need to get them off of there. The best way I found to do that is this way. Place them down flat on the surface. Get your hobby knife. Probably better have a fresh blade. This is still the same one I've been using for ages. And what we're going to do, we're just going to pare these off like so. Just sort of shave along. There you go, there's one. There's another one. You see one to come off with a little bit of flash on it. I'll show you what I have to do about that in a second. Just get him off of there. Just need to cut that off a bit more. Does it come off? Yes, it has. Right, okay, so let's zoom on in. No, I'm actually at maximum zoom, so first of all we need to get that little piece of plastic off of there by cutting it. So that's the pieces prepared. Let's get our bogie into the shot now. Okay, now the best way I found to do that is, the first thing to do is just add a tiny, and I mean small, amount of glue, roughly in the spot where it's going to go. Then I get my blade, and because the most difficult thing is manipulating this, and what I do is actually I lick the tip of the blade. Isn't that dirty? I'll tell you what, we'll put a bit of saliva on, and that creates enough stick to actually pick up these little puppies. Then drop them in. Ooh, off you come, off you come. Come on. You see that? The saliva is holding it better than the flipping glue. So in the meantime, that glue's dried up. I need to put a bit more on. And let's try and get this on here. And it's moving. And land it. As it come off. Oh baby. Right, okay, it's very precariously held in. Need to manipulate it a little bit. For some reason it's really wanting to hold onto the blade. At this point now we need to apply some more cement. Okay. Now let's move this guy into position. There. Push down on it. Let it rest. And then we'll glue it in a bit more. The secret really is just using very small amounts of cement at a time, and it's not the actual gluing or anything like that, it's the manipulation of these dinky little parts. Of course they're optional, you don't need to do this, but of course they're there, they're part of the kit. Somebody has actually researched it, so that one just came off by itself. Too much glue, make sure you only have the smallest amount of glue on the brush. And do not flood this area. Moving down, gently, gently, press on it. There you go. Let's hold that up. And there's the two little bolts. Now, I noticed they provide more bolts than you need. It says 12. So 12 is the outside face of the bogies. But if you're a real pervert, you could also do that side as well. But we ain't. So the next stage is clearly affixing all these wobbly suspension components to the lower hull of the vehicle. For a starter, don't really worry about the drive sprockets. Drive sprockets and idler are going to be dry fit. They just pop right in there. Just show you that. We don't need them on. What we do need to do is cement all these bogies into position very firmly, and also they must be aligned and flat. So I'm going to show you how we do that. First of all, obviously, take these off. Don't need them in the way. Apply a generous amount of cement into these areas. I'm going to start fixing the bogies into place, which I'll probably speed up, but make sure that they fit in nice and firm. They've got good purchase on the hull. You see they're all wobbly and all over the place. They do fit nice and snug. You can see straight away we've already got some sort of alignment issue going on right there with that bogie. Something is not true. So if you need to exert a bit of pressure, I was going to say this bogie wasn't true, exert a bit of pressure to get it into alignment. Keep working your way through. all these guys need to be lined up properly. The way that we check that is with a straight edge. A metal rule is probably the best thing to make sure that they're all in the correct alignment. You need to get all of them on. And then I'm going to come back and show you what I do next. Okay, so they're all on there, they all line up. Now, the next stage, because these are all wobbly, we want to get everything flat. This is the crucial stage. Now, what I find this stage, to compress this and make sure it's flat, is to get an appropriate weight to put on the model, which I just happen to have here. Don't worry, it's been deactivated. Sit that puppy on there. And then we're going to let it cure, and we're going to we'll check the alignments again. Everything's in one row, which is the most important thing, as a track's going to look like suck. So we'll leave that for now, and I'll show you the next stage after that all dries and sets up. Okay, we're back. So we've got the set of the actual mounts to the hull. That's fine. Now we've got to deal with this issue here, all this wobbliness, etc., which is it's counterintuitive. It seems that we've gone all this effort. We had to construct it in that manner so that we could basically construct it. But now my choice, may not be yours, is to lock all this up. I don't want any of this flexing, suspension. In fact, everything is going to be jammed solid, even cemented to the track. So that's what we're going to do. The only thing we're going to make sure that we're going to keep the wheels rotatable, because that's just going to help us a little bit in painting. But as for this moving around bits and pieces, we ain't doing that. So we're going to apply cement on basically these joints here, there, and then we're going to use trusty old weight here once again to get that permanently set into place. So it's as simple as that, really. But it may seem a bit bizarre that we've done all that work and then we seem as if we're going backwards a step, but it is a scale model. It's not a toy. We don't need that functionality. We aren't going to depict this vehicle rolling over various terrain. We just want it locked flat. The worst thing you can have, well, in my opinion, is a model where the sit is wrong, be it a vehicle, be it a wheeled vehicle or a tank. If you haven't got the sit right, you've got bogies that aren't touching track, misalignments. The look is wrong. The look is wrong, and I'm not talking about competitions. It's just you want it to look right. I mean, you bought the model, build it right. So again, let's put down the weight right on there, leave it set, and that's everything in terms of our suspension.